Okay, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Little Minecraft Dinosaur series. I have two things cooking up right now. I got Tyrannosaurus Rex, and I also have Arthroplura. We might try to just tackle both of those today because I think it'd just be kind of cool. I really want to do the Arthroplura, and I've wanted to do the T.rex for a while now. So I think that would be kind of fun to try to pull off. But of course, first order of business means that we need to actually figure out where to put these guys. I need food. Now, as far as the Rex enclosure goes, ooh, I think that I want to. Are you trying to get me? Was she trying to get me? I hope not. But as far as the Rex enclosure goes, I think I want to make it primarily out of stone brick because that just makes sense. Make it strong for a massive theropod dinosaur. So we will place it, I think, down here. I think down here seems like a pretty cool spot. I got a lot of open space for it. So let's get to building. And then when it comes to the Arthroplura, what I want to do with that is similar to what was done in Prehistoric Park. I want to make a little bit of a bug house, essentially, and I could place a lot of the carboniferous creatures in there, as well as some of the other creatures that I think would be very, very well suited in there, like maybe even Tiktaalik. I think Tiktaalik would be kind of cool in there. That's my plan. That's what we're going to try to do. That's what we're going to try to accomplish in today's episode. Maybe a little bit of a longer one to make up for me missing uploads. Okay, so I've run out of materials right now, but this is my plan right now. Um, this is not going to be a perfectly rectangular enclosure like how they've often been. I want to keep this spot right here where it's all kind of open, and I'll cut down some of these trees too. And then it kind of extends over to this little pond right here, kind of to make it look like this pond was built in here specifically for the T.rex. I think that might look kind of interesting, but I need to go and get more materials before I can do that. Then, of course, that walkway up there, it'll have some stairs that'll lead down a little bit. And then the walkway will probably stay above the T.rex enclosure so that you can just kind of look down to it instead of, being on the same level as it. All right, while all that stone is cooking up, we might as well check on all of our inhabitants. They're still not in the viewing area, huh? Probably either need to expand it or just move it. They like to hang out down here. Are you guys different? Like, are you a male and female? I can't remember. It's a male, right? And then this one is, oh, this one's a female. Why don't I remember that? Man, you are loud. You are loud. But yeah, they have a little bit of sexual dimorphism going on. They got different colored crests. That's cool. Very cool. Check on the Dilophosaurus. She seems to be doing good. Indeed. Compies, I looked at them earlier, but they look like they're doing a-okay. Still tiny. Yeah. And then there's Dinosaurs. I haven't seen it in a while, but that looks gorgeous. I love the blue around the eye. Its claws are massive too. I probably need to take down a few of these trees and, give them enough space. We'll just take down this one for now. At least until I can start expanding enclosures a little bit more effectively. But you look cool. That is a gorgeous design. Wow, that is awesome. Okay, well, we got some Arthroplura eggs, and then, looks like T.rex is also done. So, these guys are ready when we are. I think first what I should do, I could probably work on the Arthroplura enclosure now a little bit and get that like get it going. Maybe I can make it down here. Maybe it's one of those things that you can like go there's an entrance right here. I'll clean it up a little bit, of course, to make it look less cavey. But then you kind of enter down here. Then there's like enclosures built into the walls that, like the whole idea is that they are suited for the exact temperature and whatnot that the animal would have. That actually might be a good idea. I think I'm going to try that on for size. Let's see. Again, all of it will need to be cleaned up, and we're going to be listening to the singing Parasaurolophus over here. But this might not be a half bad idea. Make just a little enclosure that's very swamp-like and really represents the Carboniferous, Oh, look at that, it's fossils. You'd love to see it. Make an enclosure into planted fossils that you can't pick up because your inventory's full, because it gets filled up like really quick, and there's like nothing you can do to avoid it. And no matter how many times you empty your inventory, it just becomes full in like a matter of minutes, and then you're stuck in this never-ending cycle of having to empty your inventory just all the time. You know, like you can't avoid it; it's unavoidable. And then you have no space for anything at all, ever. Anyway, we got 2 fossils. Hey, look, fossils. Good. Hey, it's an actual fossil. Cool. Probably analyze these at the. Oh wow, we're getting fossils. We're actually getting fossils. I've had a bad streak of fossils recently, where it's been like other things, you know, not the actual fossils. And of course, you only want the biofossils because that gets you awesome stuff. And I found very little permafrost. If you don't know permafrost, it's kind of like frozen meat, essentially, and that's how you get Cenozoic creatures. I've found some permafrost, but every time I mine it, I'm not really getting anything that is of the meat variety, like no Cenozoic creatures. So that's why we haven't found any DNA of the Cenozoic creatures yet, is because we've just found very little. And I've gone on a whole mining spree, and I remember it being rarer than biofossils, but that's like extremely rare, you know? Arthropleura is a very cool animal, though. This giant arthropod that lived in the Carboniferous. Very fascinating, and many of you might know it from Walking with Monsters, as well as Prehistoric Park. I recently did a video on it, you know, the many interpretations video on it, and I actually looked at its design in this game, so I already know what it looks like, and I think it looks great, so I'm very excited. Okay, so this is what it looks like so far. It's probably going to expand a little bit more, but for now, this is what we have going on here. And then the goal is to fill, like, the goal is to make it look as, you know, swampy as possible. I mean, just ironic because we live in a swamp, like that's where our base currently is. But again, I want this to kind of have like a practical feel to it. Like there's a reason why Arthropleura and other creatures like that were placed in a separate type of enclosure instead of like being on the surface, is simply because they need to be in an environment that is a lot more suited for them. So it's kind of like a simulation, I guess. How ironic that we're finding coal right now, because the Carboniferous rainforests are what make up our fossil fuels that we find today, not dinosaurs. You know, just because it's called fossil fuels doesn't mean that it's like every type of fossil that goes into making gasoline and oil and all that. Yeah, no, things like coal or fossil fuels and all that, they come from the Carboniferous rainforests, which eventually, you know, those are environments that eventually died off and were replaced by, I think, more arid environments. It's a huge misconception that the oil that we use today and the coal that we use today is actually like the, you know, dinosaur fossils, but of course that is not the case. I hate the way that this stuff looks. What's it called? Diorite. That's right. I remember when they first added it. It's just like, it just kind of feels a little bit unnecessary. A lot of the blocks that comes with it aren't the greatest. I'm sure that some people do like it, but me personally, I'm not the biggest fan of it. It kind of just fills up your inventory a little bit quicker. I'm just always left just getting rid of it. Why did I do that? I need to replace it with dirt. Ah, this is why. This is why we can't have nice things. It's interesting that this is the type of enclosure you need to make for a millipede. It's like nowadays, if you go to go to a zoo and they just so happen to have things like millipedes, they'll be in a very, very small terrarium. But this is a millipede that becomes that grew to be longer than any person is tall. Well, almost any person is tall. I'm sure there'd be some people who, there's some really tall people out there, but it was a very big, very big millipede. So because of that, you need to have a big enclosure. It all makes sense. Okay, and then we also need a way for employees to get in here. So I think I'm gonna build like a little bit of a back door, like how you often see in zoos. Okay, that looks better. I'll replace the roof eventually, but that's not really a top priority of mine right now. Okay, and then we'll put the glass right here so that everybody can kind of look in, and then the door will be kind of hidden. Place it right here, right, then take a sharp left. I could have sworn there was more cave here, but I might be just below it. Okay, well, it looks like there's gonna be a staircase that leads. Yeah, okay. Alright, well, that works for now. It's, again, temporary stuff. The light right there. We don't need any mobs spawning in here. And then place a lot of trees. A lot of trees that look a little bit more like that. Of course, I'm probably just going to be making my own types of stuff in here. A lot of things for Arthroplura to kind of, crawl on. Just kind of enjoy life. And then I'll also have some water. Make it look like a little bit of a swamp, Make it look like an arrow, I guess. That's fine. All right, let's go and get some water. Like that, and then I'll go and get some leaves, too. We'll grab some leaves, and we'll place that in there. Make it look like a lush, just look like a rainforest, essentially. Place this like this. All right, that's your glass in which you can look through. And then try to make it look overgrown. Make it look like there's a lot of places for our Arthroplura friend to hide, Okay. And, oh, right, I put it in the thing. This is what it looks like from the outside. Not too bad, not too terrible. And Arthroplura. Oh no, they eat the leaves, I forgot. Well. That's embarrassing. I guess I'll have to put some vines in here. I don't know if these animals can eat the vines. Hopefully that water won't be too much for it either. It's gonna go on an eating spree, but here's our as of right now, regular sized millipede. Be looking a lot bigger. We'll of course come by and check on it, but right now it's just a little guy. Now, after all of that work, a lot of that cobblestone should be finished by now. Oops, I left the T.rex egg in this chest down here. Here's kind of what the perimeter is going to look like. It's not rectangular in shape. It's got more of a, it's huge right here, and then it kind of makes an L shape over there. So this is probably the biggest enclosure that we've made so far, which makes sense. This is a big theropod dinosaur. So now I still don't have enough. Fortunately, I put more cobblestone in there to cook, but we will finish it. Okay, here is the enclosure. Again, this is definitely the largest one that we have so far in this whole park. Quite fitting for T.rex. So now all that's left to do is cut down a few trees. I won't do that quite yet. I want to get the Rex placed. For now, I'm going to make a little tiny enclosure for them to stay in because I am still a bit nervous about the water and stuff like that. I don't know. But this will definitely be a very good enclosure. Like, I don't even think that we have to expand it in the future. I think it'll be a-okay. Let's bring our little tyrant reptile king into the world. Boop, boop. And now, wait. And tiny T.rex, already gone to sleep. That's a nice little model, too. That is so tiny. We got a male T.rex, eats all sorts of different things. Here's a lot of information about T.rex. You can read that. It's a good read. Skull stick, definitely don't have that. Untamed, all that good stuff. But yeah, there's our tyrant reptile king. Of course, it is currently nighttime, so I'll go ahead and I'll return when it's day so that we can kind of see him walking around a little bit. Now, that hurt. Let me just jump over this tail. Whoa! Little Jurassic Park T.rex roars over here. Oh, you are so tiny. Look at you. You are tiny. You are very loud but tiny. Yeah, I think this is gonna be a cool little dude. It differs greatly to the old model. You know, that giant gray one, that's the one I was certainly used to when I was younger. This is quite a change, I think. I gotta get away from him. I can't even hear myself think. Or burp, apparently. But yeah, once he gets older, you know, again, I'll cut down some of those trees. That way there's less of a chance for him to get stuck. And he'll have the whole enclosure to himself. And this will be a pretty good enclosure, I think. This might be my favorite one I've made so far. I do think that some non-avian dinosaurs should have a pretty massive enclosure. Ah, dadgummit. Okay. So, anyway, I think we'll go ahead and call it good with this episode. This was a little bit more of a packed episode. Got the Arthropleura done, got the T.rex done. In fact, let's actually go and check on the Arthropleura, since it's been a few nights since, you know, working on that stupid enclosure. We can actually see the growth on Arthropleura over here. Ooh, I think I hear it. There it is. It's already bigger. That is creepy, but awesome. Very awesome. How did grass grow down? How did that happen? Oh, those must be grass blocks, huh? Maybe since they like connect to, I don't know. I don't know how it works. I thought I knew Minecraft, but all the years that I've sat out and haven't played it really show my experience level. Ugh, you are awesome. I'm really glad it's in the game. I'm glad the creatures like that are in this game. Glad it doesn't just focus on dinosaurs. You know, there are a lot more cool creatures that deserve a little bit of a spotlight. These guys are a little bit bigger too. Look at them. Let's go and check them out. Don't escape, please. Ah, they got little feathers going on. Wow, they are fast. Little contrasting colors. They look, I like them. I like them. They're whistly, but I like them. Don't escape. But yeah, we will call it good with that. Thank you so much to all of you who do watch the series. I'm really glad that some people do enjoy it. You know, I do have fun making it. It's a lot of fun to create guys like this. Your enclosure needs to be expanded. It's begging for it. I'll probably expand a little bit that way, and then we'll expand a little bit that way too, and just make a big Triceratops enclosure. Allosaurus enclosure needs to be expanded too. Ouch. The Dilophosaurus enclosure needs to be my goodness. Dilophosaurus enclosure needs to be expanded. The Therizinosaurus, everybody's enclosure needs to be expanded. Except for the T.rex. That's how you know that we're getting to a point where we're getting more materials in the game. So, yeah, we'll work on all of this stuff in the future. And that Arthropleura cave that we have going on there, I plan on putting more creatures down there too. It won't just be Arthropleura. It's going to be all dressed up and everything. It's not going to just look like a cave, you know. So, that'll be fun. Can't wait to get onto that. And thank you guys so much for watching, and have an awesome day.